Have you ever felt that there is a silent void in your life? A sensation that something essential is missing, like a piece that simply doesn't fit? And when you try to find answers, it seems like nothing is enough. That nothing manages to fill this void or explain this constant feeling that something more should happen, that someone should appear, that a truth should still be revealed. Imagine waking up every day with a timid, perhaps even forgotten hope, that this void will eventually disappear. But as the day unfolds, everything remains the same. The same feeling of distance, of something that should be within reach, yet remains outside of your life. You've tried to ignore it, to move on, but still, your heart insists on searching for something. Something you can't even describe. It's as if a silent promise is being made to you, but without answers, without explanations. And the worst thing is, with each passing day without this answer, this sensation of being so close to something, yet never being able to touch it, only grows. The anguish of not knowing what is missing, of seeing the pieces of your life in their place, but feeling that one is missing, and that piece is probably all you need to fill your heart. That can be overwhelming. You are not alone in this search. In fact, this moment is the starting point to discover something deeper, something that eventually can illuminate this path so silent and seemingly lonely. It's time to turn this search into reality. Click now on register, and allow each message that reaches you to bring a new clue, a new light for what your heart so eagerly seeks. This is the moment to commit to yourself, to tell the universe that you are ready for answers, for completeness, to understand what has always seemed so distant. Register now and write in the comments, "I open myself to the truth I need to discover." By doing this, you declare to yourself and the universe that you are ready to fill this void, to receive the guidance that will soon be available at every touch, with each new notification. Now is the time to act. Register and start your journey of answers, as what you are about to discover will turn this feeling of emptiness into a journey of love, light, and revelations. Today, the angels have sent a message that seems to flow directly to your heart. They have carefully noticed the connection you share with a special person. There is something very profound and spiritual that ties you together, and this is felt by both you and that person. However, even as you get closer, there is something that persists in keeping a barrier between you. It's as if an invisible force hinders this connection from fully blossoming, even with all the signs indicating the intensity of the feeling between you. This person carries deep inside a genuine admiration, a feeling of affection that surpasses what words can express. In every encounter, in every moment of closeness, there is a sense of completeness, of familiarity, as if their souls recognize each other in a way that transcends time and space. However, as soon as this spark ignites, there is also a resistance, a hesitation, as if something stands in the way of the next step. And this resistance often creates a distance that you deeply feel, something akin to an invisible barrier that seems impossible to overcome. The angels reveal that this person is in a moment of intense internal struggle. What they feel for you touches very sensitive areas of their soul, areas they would prefer to keep untouched. The depth of this connection, instead of being a source of security, becomes a reason for unease and often fear. This person is afraid that if they were to fully surrender, they would have to face old fears and pains they have chosen to ignore. And precisely this depth makes everything more challenging, because what they feel for you is not just a passing attraction or a superficial sentiment. Inside them, there is a struggle between the desire for closeness and the fears that arise as the feelings intensify. The angels see that they think of you many times, perhaps even more often than you can imagine. There are moments when they allow themselves to dream, to imagine what it would be like if the barriers didn't exist and they could finally express everything they hold in their heart. However, every time these thoughts become too intense, there is also a need to retreat, to protect oneself against the possibility of exposing and ultimately getting hurt. These fears are not related to lack of interest or feelings, but to the depth and intensity that this connection evokes. When two souls meet in such an overwhelming way as yours, they not only touch the visible layers but penetrate into places that reveal everything we prefer to keep hidden. In this person's case, this connection prompts her to confront parts of herself that have not yet been fully understood or resolved. She finds herself in front of a mirror that reflects her own vulnerability, insecurities, and this scares her. The angels want you to know that this person greatly admires your essence, your strength, and how you radiate light. To her, you represent a kind of lighthouse, something that illuminates the darker parts of her life. But at the same time, it is the same light that reveals the shadows she has tried to hide for so long. She does feel, yes, a deep love and a desire to be with you, but this desire comes with a series of inner questions, doubts, and even fear. Therefore, the barrier that seems to exist between you is not a matter of conscious choice, but a protection that this person, perhaps unconsciously, has built around her. The angels show me that she has been hurt in past situations, and these wounds, still not completely healed, affect her ability to fully trust what she feels for you. This distancing, however painful it may be, is not a rejection but a way to cope with her own emotions without feeling overwhelmed. Angels ask me to tell you that your role in this connection is to be a strong and calm presence, someone who can offer security without invading, to be with that person constantly but without pressure. Your light has already been sufficient to help identify what lies behind their own defenses, but now it is time to allow them to discover their own way to overcome these barriers. They also want you to understand that the timing of each soul is different. While you are ready to give yourself, open your heart, and live this connection fully, that person still needs some time to feel safe and confident. And in this process, your patience will be a key. Angels ask you to keep your heart open and continue to spread this light that is already helping them find their own answers. Before moving forward, the angels suggest writing the phrase, "I open myself to true love" in the comments as a way to reaffirm your commitment in this journey of love and patience. By doing this, you will invite the angels to work alongside you, slowly dissolving the remaining barriers and strengthening the connection you both share. This is only the first part of the revelation that the angels have for you. With each stage of this message, they will guide you towards a deeper understanding of the role you play in that person's life and the spiritual mission this connection represents. Allow these words to find a place in your heart and let the angels continue to lead this process with love and serenity. Angels continue to reveal layers of this connection, guiding you to a deeper understanding of what truly happens between you. They know how much that person touches your heart, how much you desire for that bond to flourish without the constraints that currently separate you. That's why today they offer you an understanding of the forces at play around this connection and what you can do to nurture this bond positively, respecting the time and processes of that person. Often, that person feels drawn to you in a way they cannot understand. It's an attraction that surpasses logic, something that seems to defy any attempt at a rational explanation. The angels show that in her thoughts, you appear repeatedly, and every time this happens, a mix of emotion and fear overwhelms her. She wonders why your presence is so constant in her mind, why she can't simply push away this feeling or detach from the intensity you both share. That mysterious attraction that makes her think of you, even when she doesn't want to, is one of the strongest proofs that there is something very special between you. Angels reveal that she feels a connection that goes beyond what is usual, something that touches deep and spiritual levels. She knows in a way that this bond is not like the others she has had, that you two have something more significant, a kind of mission or purpose to fulfill together. And it's this realization that often scares her because in her view, such a type of connection requires a surrender, a vulnerability to which she may not yet feel ready to submit. This fear of giving, of the unknown, is what creates the barrier that prevents them from being together fully. For that person, allowing themselves to feel something so profound is like opening a door to their own fears and insecurities. They fear that if they open up to you, they will have to confront parts of themselves they have preferred to ignore until now. Inside them, there is an internal struggle between the desire to allow themselves to experience this love and the fear of getting lost or hurt in the process. The angels explain that in order for this barrier to be dissolved, a process of self-awareness is necessary on their part, something that requires patience and understanding. Gradually, they must recognize that these fears are the result of past experiences, of wounds that have not yet been fully healed. And you, on the other hand, can help them in this journey by being a constant and reliable presence, someone who inspires trust without pressuring them. The role that the angels assign to you is that of a subtle guide, a person who, with their own tranquility, learns the value of patience and acceptance. They ask you to let go of any expectations regarding the time this process may take, because every step that person takes towards their own heart brings them closer to you. They want you to know that your ability to wait, to remain open and receptive, will be rewarded. Furthermore, the angels want you to focus on strengthening your own light. They show that when you are aligned with your purpose, when you radiate security and love, that person feels this magnetism even more intensely. They perceive, even unconsciously, that being with you is like being in a safe harbor, a place where they can finally be themselves, without fear of judgment or rejection. And it is precisely this sense of security you provide that helps this person to gradually lower the barriers they have built over time. The angels show that she has already begun to notice that the barrier separating her from you is not insurmountable, that there is a real possibility of overcoming her own fears and allowing love to flourish. However, she must do this at her own pace, so that this healing process is authentic and lasting. There is an important detail that the angels ask you to notice, small signs that this person unknowingly shows. It could be a longer gaze, a tender word, an unexpected attitude that reflects her affection. These gestures, no matter how small they may seem, are evidence that this person gradually is finding ways to express what she feels. It is a gradual but genuine opening that indicates that the barriers are starting to dissolve. The angels want you to receive these signs with gratitude and to realize that each of them represents a step towards building this relationship. They also want you to know that these small gestures are not easy for her. Every time she allows herself to show something, she confronts her own fears and tests the limits of her own resistance. And it is this courage, albeit timid, that should be encouraged and welcomed by you. Now, before moving on to the next part of the message, the angels ask you to take a few moments for reflection. Write in the comments, "I am patience and light," so they can further strengthen this energy within you. The journey you are on is not simple, but it is full of teachings and a love that crystallizes more and more with each step, in each gesture of understanding and affection. Throughout this message, angels will continue to guide you, revealing the next steps and helping you find the balance between being a constant presence and providing the space necessary for that person to also find their own power. Remember, what is being built between you is lasting and authentic, and every moment of patience is a foundation for the love you both desire so much. As this message deepens, angels continue to reveal the subtle dynamics of this connection, often hidden among the lines, in glances, in conversation pauses, and even in moments of silence. There is an intense and transformative exchange of energy between you and that person that acts as a magnet, drawing you to each other, even when circumstances seem to create obstacles. This force is so powerful that it transcends logic and reason, leading you to question the true purpose of being in each other's lives. This person feels something in you that they cannot find in anyone else. The angels show that you represent a type of love she has never experienced before, a love that seeks not only the pleasure of the moment but a deep connection that touches the spirit. However, this depth awakens in her a series of doubts and insecurities that are often difficult to manage. For her, allowing herself to love and be loved at this level means letting go of old patterns, of beliefs that have held her for a long time. This invisible barrier that separates her has deep roots. The angels reveal that in her past, this person experienced moments of pain that left marks on her soul, marks that now manifest as fear of opening up, of being vulnerable, and of trusting again. She is afraid that if she opens up to this connection with you, all these wounds will come to light, and that requires a strength that, in many moments, she believes she does not have. But the angels want you to know that your presence in her life already represents a healing, even if she doesn't realize it. The love you radiate, your patience, care, and understanding touch parts of her that were dormant. It's as if each of your gestures is a subtle flame that illuminates the shadows within her, revealing a possibility of love that she has not yet experienced. The angels show that even though this person struggles to maintain this protective barrier, there are moments when she allows herself to feel how important you are to her. And in those moments, she imagines herself beside you, free from the fears and insecurities that currently torment her. Even though it is difficult for her, this connection represents a unique opportunity for transformation, growth, and self-discovery. The angels want you to understand that your mission together is not just to live a romantic relationship. You have been brought together to help each other evolve, overcome internal barriers, and awaken a love that surpasses the experiences you have already had. For this to happen, however, it is necessary to respect the timing of each soul. Of course, you are ready to devote yourself, to live this connection in its entirety, but that person still needs to work on themselves, to face their fears, and to accept the changes that this relationship brings. Here angels ask you for a little more patience, a little more faith in the unfolding process. They ensure that every moment of waiting, every moment of understanding, is recorded in the spiritual plan and will serve as the foundation for strengthening this union. Angels also show that there are spiritual forces working around you, encouraging this process of healing and closeness. When you think of that person with affection, when you send positive thoughts, or even when you pray for them, you contribute to these spiritual forces acting with even greater intensity. It's as if every thought of yours is a bridge connecting your hearts, removing barriers and allowing that person to begin to feel safe in opening up. This connection is not just the result of chance, but rather a choice made in the spiritual plan just before you incarnated. Your souls already knew each other. They had chosen to reunite in this life to complete a cycle of learning and healing. This meeting was inevitable, as there is a higher purpose binding you, something that transcends current challenges and extends beyond what human eyes can see. And that's why this bond feels so intense, so inevitable. However, the angels emphasize that each of you has an important role to play for this bond to strengthen. In your case, the role is to remain steadfast in your light, to be a source of inspiration for peace and trust, so that person feels they are not alone. For them, the role is to overcome their own resistances, to confront the deepest parts of their being, and to open their heart to an experience of love that transcends fear. There is something the angels want you to realize, the spiritual growth that this journey has brought you. Perhaps at another time, you were careless, eager for everything to happen immediately, but now you are starting to understand that true love is built on solid foundations, that respects each one's time, and that strengthens through understanding. They show that, by going through this process, you yourself are healed, learning to love in a purer way, free from pressures or expectations. The angels urge you to continue nurturing your own spiritual journey, to find strength and light within yourself. They want to remind you that, the more you connect with your own essence, the more attractive this light becomes for that person. Your own evolution is an invitation for them to approach, to feel the comfort and peace you radiate, and gradually overcome their fears. You don't need to do anything else but be who you are. Allow your authenticity to be a mirror for that person to find courage within themselves. Now, before moving on to the next part, the angels suggest writing in the comments, "I trust in divine timing," as a way to reaffirm your faith in the process. This statement is a surrender, a permission for the universe to act in your life, guiding every step and dissolving every barrier at the right time. Through this, you contribute to aligning the energies around you, creating a conducive environment for this connection to flourish with peace and harmony. The following steps of this message will bring even more clarity about the role you have in each other's lives, helping you understand what to expect and how to better support this process. Keep your heart open, for the angels are by your side, ready to continue revealing the profound truths that this bond carries. Now that the angels have already opened pathways to understand the depth of this connection, they bring a revelation that can further illuminate the mission you have together. You and that person have been placed in each other's lives not just to live a love story, but to be instruments of mutual healing. There is a purpose between you that transcends what we commonly know as a regular relationship. The angels show me that this covenant was destined even before both of your births, as part of a greater plan, where each would have a role in helping the other overcome internal barriers and discover a higher version of themselves. This person, although they may not fully understand yet, has already started to feel the depth of this connection. In their quietest reflections, in the moments when they allow themselves to feel without asking questions, there is a perception that something rare exists between you, something that defies all their previous beliefs about love and devotion. They feel that being with you brings a sense of peace that they cannot find elsewhere, a familiarity that makes them feel at home. However, this peace, this feeling of vulnerability and comfort, awakens a fear of losing control in them. For this person, love has always been associated with the idea of vulnerability and risk, something that, due to past experiences, they have learned to avoid. The angels reveal that throughout their life, they have built a certain armor to protect themselves from pain and disappointments. This armor has been a form of emotional survival, but now it has become a barrier that hinders them from fully living the love they feel for you. Deep down, they know that to truly be with you, they will have to let go of this protection, and this makes them feel torn between the desire to give themselves and the fear of being hurt again. The angels show me that you have the power to help them remove these barriers, but not through insistence or asking for change. The power lies in your own ability to receive, to be patient, and to demonstrate, through small gestures, that true love does not bring ties or pressures. Your calm and understanding presence is the greatest remedy for the insecurities that this person carries. Every word of understanding, every encouraging look, every time you allow them to express themselves without judgment, is a way to remove the layers of this invisible armor. This journey, even though challenging, is also extremely enriching. The angels want you to understand that the path you are traveling with that person awakens in you strengths that you may not have known you had. They want you to understand that this patience and this unconditional love are not a burden, but a gift that you carry within yourself. You are, in their eyes, a kind of refuge, a safe harbor that asks for nothing but authenticity, and this is rare and precious. However, the angels also urge you to remain firm on your own journey, not to give up on your own desires and your own evolution. It is important that while helping that person in their process, you continue to take care of your inner light, to strengthen your spirit, and to nourish your own happiness. They explain that the more you develop and fill yourself with self-love, the easier it will be for that person to see you as an example that true love can be liberating and safe. The angels want you to understand that your role is not to save that person, but to inspire them to see that love can be a place of peace. They see that in your heart there is a deep desire to see her happy and fulfilled, and it is precisely this pure and sincere desire that helps her to change, step by step. However, it is important to remember that her journey is unique and her time to confront her own challenges may differ from yours. At every step, the angels will be with both of you, creating opportunities, guiding, and offering signs that will lead you in the right direction. And they ask you to pay attention to these signs. You may notice gestures of closeness from that person, or even subtle changes in their attitudes and words. These are clues that spiritual and emotional work is happening slowly but steadily. For many, a connection like the one you share is rare and transformative. You are here to learn and teach, to heal and be healed. Angels show that every moment of patience, every selfless act of love you offer, strengthens this journey and creates roots that will one day grow into a strong and illuminated relationship. Now the angels ask you to write in the comments, "I trust in the power of love," as a symbol of giving, faith, and confirmation of what your heart already knows. By proclaiming this trust, you send a message to the universe that you are ready to receive everything necessary for this journey, trusting that the love you are building is strong enough to overcome any challenge. They want you to know that this journey will not be in vain. Everything you build, all the love and dedication you invest, will come back to you in the form of happiness and fulfillment. That person, in due time, will see the light you represent, and the angels work to ensure that this awakening happens safely and peacefully. The upcoming revelations will bring even more clarity about the steps that person needs to take to feel prepared, and about how you can continue to be a positive and transformative influence in their life. Trust the process, as what the angels have prepared for you is deeper and more fulfilling than you can imagine. The angels now reveal the final stage of this message, an understanding that can further strengthen your faith and heart. They want you to know that everything you and that person are experiencing is part of a process of preparing for a more mature love, a love capable of withstanding storms and growing through difficulties. This love, built with patience and understanding, is a love that will bring peace and happiness to both when the right time comes. At this moment, the angels ask you to embrace trust and peace, knowing that they take care of every detail of this connection. They show that the bond between you and that person is like a seed that has been planted in fertile ground. In time, that seed will grow and turn into something solid and lasting. But like any seed, it needs to be watered with patience, love, and respect for its natural growth time. This person, despite their fears, feels drawn to you in a way they cannot explain. In their heart, there is a desire for closeness, to share thoughts and feelings with you, but the fear of being vulnerable is still very present. The angels show me that at times they try to pull away, believing that by keeping a distance, they can protect themselves from any future pain. However, the love they feel is stronger than any attempt to escape. The angels ask you to trust that soon, that person will begin to feel awakening about what you share. She will be compelled to take steps towards you, to show small gestures that indicate her desire to be with you. She may start sharing more about herself, seek your company more often, or even show signs of vulnerability, which for her is a big step forward. These small advances are signs that spiritual work is taking place, that barriers are being removed, and that the bond between you is strengthening. The angels ask you to be patient and to recognize these gestures as the progress they represent. Each opening, each moment of closeness, is a success that brings you both closer to the full love you deserve. Furthermore, the angels ask you to continue to maintain your own light. The more you take care of your spirituality, inner peace, and your own path, the more attractive and inspiring your light becomes to that person. They explain that your personal evolution is one of the greatest influences in her transformation. The more you flourish, the more she feels the urge to follow your growth. At this moment, angels urge you to write one final statement in the comments. I am ready to receive true love, declaring that you are open and receptive to what the universe and angels have prepared for you. This statement is like a portal that opens paths, allowing love to flow freely between you, dissolving barriers and bringing hearts closer. Finally, the angels share that everything invested in this connection will return in the form of blessings. This love, built with such patience and faith, will be a source of joy and peace radiating beyond you, inspiring those around you. The angels are preparing the ground for a relationship where love, respect, and understanding prevail over fears, and each passing day is a step towards this fulfillment. Have faith that you are never alone on this journey. The angels are by your side, taking care of you, guiding and supporting every moment of doubt and waiting. They know how capable you are of loving, how generous and dedicated you are, and that is why they are preparing a harvest of true love for you. Believe, dear soul, that what is to come is a divine blessing, an answer to your heart that loves so much. This love, at the right moment, will reveal its fullness, and when it happens, you will understand that your entire journey was worth the effort. Your journey will not only be a love story, but also an example of overcoming, faith, and light that inspires and touches everyone around you. May your path be blessed, and may the angels continue to guide you towards the love you desire and deserve so much. Now, as the message reaches its end, and when the love of the angels touches your heart, please take a pause, breathe deeply, and feel. Feel the presence of the angels beside you. Feel the love they have put into every word. Feel the power that exists in this unique connection that is destined only for you. Now, imagine what it would be like to have access to these messages full of light and revelations always at your fingertips, in the moments when your heart seeks answers and your soul cries out for guidance. This journey with the angels is just the beginning, and there is much more they wish to reveal, much more they wish to share directly with you. But for this to happen, you need to make a commitment to your own path, to your own evolution. Click the subscribe button now, not just for a moment, but as a promise to yourself that you are ready to receive all the light and love the angels have in store for your heart. Imagine every new message as a direct hug from the universe, an answer to your deepest thoughts, a secure guidance when doubt arises. Subscribe now, and allow each notification to be a new open door, a new blessing that reaches you. By subscribing, you declare to the universe that you are ready to live in connection with what is true and powerful. Click the subscribe button and write the statement in the comments, I open my life to the light and angelic guidance. By doing this, you activate something profound, an energy that begins to flow and brings the necessary strength to live every experience with more faith, more certainty, and the assurance that angels guide every step of your way. Remember, all you need is this gesture, this commitment to yourself, which is now within your reach. Enroll and be part of this journey because what the angels have in store for you is infinitely more than any dream, and you deserve to live this reality.